Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Seaborn, Chapter 3. That's a mouthful. So,
Trellis.
you guys stand over Bruno's unconscious and battered body. It's filled with rips and cuts and this, chunk of this, giant bite mark in his leg that's been rended by sharp lizard man teeth. The healer is leaning over and doing his best to patch him up, but requests that Trellis go and find some sort of herbs that can be used to make a healing poultice to patch him up further.
So I go ahead and go around and look for some herbs then.
Yes.
And search the ground. Do I need to do a perception check?
You will need to make an herbalism check.
Okay.
Which you should have on the second page of your character sheet.
The check says 10.
Yeah, so it'd be a d20 plus 10.
Okay.
Oh, I did not have the rolling screen up for everyone to see. 27, success.
Sweet.
So pretty quickly, you find at the edge of the swamp these bluish poppies that if you grind up the flowers and keep careful to keep the pollen out of it, grind up the poppy flower leaves, petals is the word. If you grind up the petals and mix it with a little bit of fresh water, you can kind of mash it into various wounds and it will help heal them over quickly.
Okay, so I grab a bowl of some sort, anything lying around that's in a bowl shape, and as I'm walking back, I go ahead and pull out the innards of the flowers, and then I take the petals and I start grinding them up.
Nice.
You said fresh water, so the seawater, of course, no.
Correct.
Okay. So I quickly yell I yell kind of to the group, and I let them know, hey, does anybody have a bottle of water or anything? I need it now.
People look to each other, and one of the sailors steps forward with a wineskin and hands it to you.
I grab it from him, and then I pour some in, and I continue to grind it as I'm walking towards Bruno.
Okay.
And by the time I'm there, I'm done with the mixture.
All right. The healer takes it from you, smears it in his leg, binds it up again, smears some of it in his chest, smears some of it, on his face where he's got a few scratches. And Bruno, you're going to recover some HP over time, but not until you've had some rest, and that will just aid your recovery. For our edification, what HP are you at?
I'm at -4.
Okay. Woo! Almost gone.
No.
Wow. When do you die?
Almost fine.
You die at -10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have a little ways to go.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
So, Captain Ty looks over.
I'm half fine, not half dead.
Yeah.
Captain Ty looks over the group here, crosses his arms and says, well, this doesn't bode well.
What does what bode?
Lizard men. We lost a third
Do
of our
lizard
people.
men bode?
Are you an idiot?
No. Are
I
you?
look at the guy talking to her, and I just give him a sharp look. Don't speak to her that way. We just saved your lives. You'll talk with respect.
What is your... Under charisma on your character sheet, 2 boxes to the right or 1 box to the right, there is a thing that says loyalty... No, reaction adjust. What is
0.
your... 0? Okay. He steps forward, puts a hand on his saber and says, I'm the captain around here, and you guys will do as I say.
And I put a hand on my Sapara, and I look at him and I say, and I don't care who you are.
I I say you are no longer captain?
I agree. You don't deserve this. You did nothing for your group. You ran like a coward.
Ran. I rallied my men together and came back here.
And came back when they were already dead.
Tactics, milady. Better to keep us all alive.
Cowardice is not the same as tactics.
I think your leadership here is done.
And what are you going to do about that? How are you going to make that happen?
Would you rather follow him or one of us?
Ooh, Maribel, what is your reaction adjust?
Reaction adjust.
Under charisma, 3 boxes to the right.
0.
Okay.
What is reaction adjust? I've never used that before.
Yeah, so there are times where I need to see what the NPCs think of what you guys are saying or doing. And so there's a chart that you can roll on. If the players are this, then the NPCs react thusly, depending on the die rolls. That reaction adjust is your... the more charismatic you are, the more you can influence people. So this is...
So it's not like a charisma check, but it's like a kind of like that mechanic.
Yeah, it's like your bonus to... It's like a charisma check, but a DM sided.
Check to see if we are indeed. We don't have to do a charisma check to make sure that that they'll listen to us, or.
Yeah, so like, how do you want to say? There are multiple ways to handle this sort of situation. I could say make a charisma check to see how influential you are, or I could have them give a reaction check. It can go either way, and this time I decided to go the reaction, and then your charisma modifier, your reaction adjust, as the modifier instead of making a charisma check yourself.
Since it's 0, then no matter what you roll, it wouldn't work, correct?
No. You just get a bonus of 0 to your roll.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Maribel, what did you say again?
0.
No. What did you say to the soldiers?
I said, would you rather follow him or one of us?
The guy takes his hand off his saber, confidently crosses his arms, and without looking back at his men, goes, "Men, who would you rather follow?" And you see, standing behind him, one of the men puts a hand on his shoulder, and another one of the guys, the guy who came over and spoke to you earlier, gives you like a slight nod, takes the belaying pin from his side, and just aims a blow at the captain's head from the side. The belaying pin smashes into his head, actually, and doing 10 points of damage. The captain... The captain drops to his knee for a moment, clutching his head in surprise and shock. He's not dead yet, and at this point we need everyone to roll initiative. We're going to do individual initiative now, so decide what you're going to do. If you're going to use a weapon, you're going to roll a d10 plus your weapon speed. If you want to make just an action, like I walk here or I pick up this or something like that, it's going to be a d10 plus 3. If you just want to talk and don't want to take an action, you can just talk. You don't need to roll anything.
So if I wanted to, say, go behind the captain and just put a dagger at his neck, kind of like warning him, like, don't do anything. You're done.
That'd be a d10 plus your weapon speed of 2.
And if I wanted to try and tie him up, would that be plus 3?
Yes.
Okay, so if I rolled a 7 for that.
Okay, you roll a 7. Maribel rolls a 10. Captain rolls a... I need his weapon speed for his saber. Captain. Captain rolls a 10. And the sailors... Okay, so the sailors go first. The one guy that had bashed him once aims another blow at him, which collides again for another 6 points of damage. The captain kind of collapses down all the way flat on the ground. One of the other sailors turns to him, takes out his belaying pin, swings it at the other sailor, and just a brawl breaks out. The sailors quickly divide themselves into 2 factions. 3 of them that want to overthrow the captain, and 4 of them that want to stay with him. The mutineers, let's call them, because that's what they are, miss their attacks. The non-mutineers, wow, they begin to bludgeon the loyalists begin to bludgeon the mutineers pretty badly. Actually, it shouldn't be that. That should be that. 2 of the mutineers drop to the ground unconscious and kind of spazzing with their legs. The 4 loyalists remain, and the 1 guy missed. Trellis, your turn. You said you want to.
Question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said you wanted to put the knife to his throat, but whatever. Continue. Go ahead.
I kind of look out at the crowd. I see that they're attacking each other. Sadly, like regardless of whether they're with their captain or not, I take my dagger and I go ahead and I slice his throat.
Ooh. You're gonna have to make an attack roll because he's still conscious.
Okay.
And he will try to defend himself.
Okay, so with the attack, D20, right?
Yeah, D20 plus, I think it's 3, and he's on the ground and prone. He's lying down, which makes it much easier for you. Combat modifiers, targets, prone, plus 4 to hit because he's lying face first on the ground.
So D20 plus 4.
Plus 4, plus 4, so D20 plus 8. Yeah. He's got no armor on. That is a single, double, triple crit. That's max damage. Please roll me 4 4-sided dice as you bring your dagger against his neck.
How do I do that again? 4D4.
4d4.
Yeah.
4D4. Okay, thanks.
All right. You slit his throat, and his lifeblood falls all over the ground, soaking into the grass.
So after I slit his throat, I look at everybody and I yell, and I let them know, your captain's gone now, so you better stop unless you want to see his fate for your own.
Maribel, your turn. You got your rope out. And then
I say, listen to the woman or meet your doom. Can I like, because I had my rope out, but can I like change action, like ready with my halberd, like ready action?
Yeah, you can. You got your rope out. You can just drop it and pull the halberd out.
Okay, and then I'm ready action with my halberd if they don't stop.
Okay. The loyalists who had been beating back the mutineers take a few steps back, keeping their clubs at the ready, but realizing their captain is dead, they stop the assault. 2 of the mutineers lie unconscious and badly wounded. Look like they've got maybe some small fractures in their skulls. The loyalists take a few steps back, spit on the ground towards you guys, and glare. One of them steps forward, or doesn't step forward, but one of them speaks up, saying, "Traitors like you are the worst. You ought to be keel-hauled over a coral reef."
Traitors, we saved your lives, and look what you tried to do. You're lucky we don't kill you now.
You are the traitors. And then I try to tend to the mutineers who are wounded.
Okay, give me an intelligence check for each one of them.
I will not be good at it.
That's the wrong attitude to have, Anna. You'll be great.
Not with that attitude. D20 plus 10, not D10 plus 10.
Please.
And as she does that, I search the captain's
Ooh.
Fantastic. You bandage the first one, fine. Same thing with the second guy, Maribel?
Doesn't count for both of them.
No.
pocket.
Still okay.
I told you you'd be great. Just gotta have a little...
I feel inspired
confidence.
because these are my people.
Okay, you search his body, Trellis. You find in a leather pouch hanging from his belt
Mm-hmm.
is an unremarkable spoon made out of horn. You find the saber he had on him, which is a fairly normal bronze saber. And
Is it better than the weapon I have? Sorry.
not really.
Okay, I leave it. Go ahead.
And you find a strange looking knife. It's got a black obsidian blade attached to a strange hilt, which you can pretty easily identify as a copper mithril alloy. It's got this like distinctive blue color that's well known for, for being a copper mithril alloy. And the handle itself has a little bit of leather wrapped around it, and wrapped within the leather is a little tiny bronze nameplate that says, well, you can't read, but it has something written in it.
I take that. I untie it from him, and I go ahead and take that, and also the little pouch as well. I leave the saber behind, but I take the rest.
I should also note that you find a bag that has 50 gold coins and 20 silver coins on it.
I pocket those.
And he is wearing a ring with a ruby stud on it.
I also take that and put it on whatever finger that it fits on.
Okay. Please add all these things to your character sheet, because if it's not on the sheet, it doesn't exist.
Okay, so do I just put that under equipment, correct?
Yeah, I would put the spoon, the knife, and the ring under equipment, and I would put the gold and silver under wealth.
So the spoon, the knife, and then what else you said?
Spoon, knife, and ring.
Ring, okay. Do they have weight to them that I need to add?
The knife is half a pound, the spoon is half a pound, and the ring is negligible.
So you're doing this while we're not looking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then wealth, you said it was 50 gold pieces?
50 gold, 20 silver.
20 silver. I go ahead and when I walk back to my party, I go ahead and give them both 10 silver each.
I'm like, the spoils of war, and I pocket
Bongo
it.
is unconscious. How do you give him silver?
I go ahead and kind of just slightly stick it into his pocket for him.
Bongo, please add 10 silver to your character sheet. There's kind of an uneasy truce going on now between the loyalists and the mutineers. No one seems to want to fight each other anymore, but there's clearly a disliking between one another.
After I finish bandaging up the mutineers and making sure that they're okay, I say, no one is forced to join forces with us. However, your captain, who was weak and cowardly, is now gone, and I suggest that you find a new captain. Trellis, would you like to be captain?
I kind of look over. Well, since they have nobody left, I wouldn't mind taking the job. However, try to betray me, and I look over them, and I'm still holding my dagger, but like I'm holding at my side, but I kind of like raise my hands just a little bit, and I'm like, try to betray me and see what happens. But if you stay true, you'll have the best captain you could ever ask for.
I say, hear, hear! Does anyone join me?
The one mutineer who's not unconscious joins you loudly. Hear, hear!
Hear!
Hear! The remaining loyalists kind of step back and lean in. Keeping their eyes on you, they all like lean together and start whispering. They come back to look at you guys. One of them says, all right. We don't like you. We don't like what you've done. But we're all stuck here together until we can figure out where the hell we are.
And I just give him a look. I said, you don't have to like me, but you just have to respect me and the rest of my party. Nobody will be treated with disrespect here. Just know that.
We'll work together until we can get somewhere civilized. And then we're going our separate ways.
Which you're more than welcome to do. We don't need you. You need us.
Do you even know how to sail a ship? I think you do need us. Okay. All right. What are you guys gonna do? You've got 3 wounded people, including one of your own. There's lizard men somewhere out there, possibly. Maybe you killed them all.
It is important that we continue our search for our comrade, Dark Albert the Elf.
We didn't check the huts. Maybe we should go down and check the huts. Some of the men can stay here and watch the wounded, and the rest of us can go.
There are likely to be more of these lizard men. We should take as many men as we can.
Okay. I look towards the shipmates and I ask, which one of you want to stay behind to watch the wounded? Pick your weakest one.
The guy who has the healing proficiency steps forward and says, I'll watch over the wounded men.
I nod at him and in agreement. And then I look towards the rest. Can we count on you to come with us?
They nod.
All right, let's go check out the huts.
Okay. All right. How would you like to get to the huts?
Can we walk back the way we went?
Sure. So let's take a look at the map. You guys were up on this hill, and then you came down this side, the forest side, and over. So you can go back to the hill, and then down the hill. The huts are over here-ish. And you guys are over here-ish. So it's, like a little more than half a mile as the crow flies. Draw me, there's a drawing tool, and you can draw me your plan of attack to get there. Whatever it is that whatever direction you'd like to take.
I'm going to let Maribel, do you want to go ahead and draw us a plan of attack?
Certainly. I think that the shortest distance between 2 points is always the best way to go. And Neil, when she saw the huts, she showed me where it was, right?
Right. You know where they are.
Can we draw it on the map so it exists forever?
Yes, we can. Let me give us a little tiny icon for that.
Perfect. Hashtag Roll20, hashtag role-playing games, hashtag best ever.
It's a lot of hashtags there, Anna.
At Stephanie Powell, at Avison.
Oh my god, they don't end. Oh, no wonder.
Hashtag Roll20Con, June.
Why are my huts not showing up? Ah, there it is.
That's what Jabba said.
Can I dock you experience for that?
Nope.
You mean give her more?
Yeah. Unless it's in Imperial credits.
Oh my god. Where did you come from?
Coruscant.
Oh, God. Here.
Minoc Mysteries every Friday. No, Sunday. I think.
Just
Saturday?
for you, we'll use a
Crap,
hut.
Sorry.
Okay.
There it is. And we're like here.
A little bit lower. Here.
Here.
Yeah.
I say the shortest distance is always best. Let us traverse the mountain.
Okay.
And I agree in agreement with Maribel, and I kind of just give her this look. Not a bad look in any way, but just a very newfound respect for her because she did well in battle.
And I'm extremely pleased that these looks that we're exchanging are like mutual, like warrior, like what's the word? Like warrior high five looks. Like
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, I feel you, and you're like, yeah, I feel you too, and we're like, yeah, we're like warrior captain sisters now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because even though I feel that I've taken the new captain role, Maribel would definitely be my right hand.
And I like Maribel's wrestling with this, like she's always been the number 2 for everyone, and so for like a second she was like, I'll be captain, and then like at the last second she kind of freaked out and was like, she'll be captain. But now that like she gets to be kind of the second in command and her opinion's being heard, she's like very satisfied with this agreement.
Nice. All right, so you head over the hill and down towards the swamp, looking for these huts, which are, pretty easy to spot once they've been pointed out to you.
Oops, sorry.
It's okay. All right, there we go. You enter to get to these huts. You're gonna have to wade into the swamp.
Oh, it's actually like a Jabba the Hutt. You're funny, Neil.
You're gonna have to actually wade into the swamp to get there.
Cool.
So you know. All right. You get up to your Maribel. You get up to your knees. Trellis, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
All right, so you're up to like your upper thigh in swamp water as you make your way to these crudely made huts. They're various like branches that have been ripped off that are just, like leaning against something in the middle. The huts are on like a slight bit of dry land that's come up above the water line. Yeah. You make your way there pretty quickly. There doesn't seem to be anything else around or about. And you come to this little collection. There's maybe five or six huts here, all in a little circle. There looks like there's a pit in the middle. There's no wood. There's no ash. It doesn't look like a burn pit, but there's a discoloration of the soil down there. The soil around here is brownish, and this is a kind of a blackish soil in the middle of this pit. So you've got 5 huts, little pit, blackish soil, and no lizard men in sight.
All right, we should be quick about it. But I kind of go over to Maribel and I kind of whisper to her, I don't know if I trust them to show us everything they get. So just keep an eye on them as we enter the huts and try to go with each of them. Bring a couple of them with you.
I say, you two with me.
All right, 2 of them
then
peel off.
I grab the other ones and I bring them to the first hut.
Okay, 2 peel off with Maribel, 2 peel off with Trellis. And you guys begin to search these huts. Can I get perception checks? There's 5 huts, so one of you give me 3 perception checks, one of you give me 2 perception checks.
With my perception?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I don't know who else's perception you would use.
No, I mean, oh, so it's per hut. I thought you were asking me to roll perception for the other people that were with me.
No. Roll a perception check for each hut that you search.
Gotcha. Copy paste.
First 2, if you want to check the last 3.
Sure. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. I'm very concerned about finding Albert, so I'm looking very meticulously.
Okay.
And also I'm going, Albert! Albert! Albert!
All right. In the first hut, there's nothing... The first hut that Maribel is checking, there's nothing really readily apparent. There's some branches and some leaves and some things that have been piled together on what looks like maybe is a bed. It's like a slightly softer surface in the ground, and it's a little bit up off of it. Maybe that's a bed. You're not sure, but you dig through it anyway, being a very good searcher of things. And you find underneath this broad pile of sticks is actually a pit in the ground. So there were some larger sticks holding things off of it. It's maybe a 3-foot hole. And in the hole, You don't find Albert, but you find a pile of bones. And you find some skulls that look very human-ish. Maybe they're maybe not human skulls, maybe elf skulls, maybe dwarf or halfling or gnome, or maybe they are human. There's something definitely human about them. Definitely not lizard man. Definitely some sort of humanoid thing.
Do they look like meticulously placed there, or do they look like something died and they were allowed to rot there, or like what do they look like?
No, it looks like someone collected bones from somewhere and just dumped them in this pit. They're pretty clean, like stripped of flesh. Definitely.
And there's nothing along them, nothing else besides the bones?
No, just a little pit with bones in it that was buried underneath this pile of sticks.
Do they have teeth mark on them, the bones?
Ah, good question. Yes, there are lots of teeth marks all over the bones.
These lizard animals are people eaters. Disgusting.
Yeah, I just give kind of a look of disgust, and since there's nothing else to search there, I leave the first hut.
Okay.
I bring the men with me.
All right, Vi, the next hut that you go to, actually both huts that you check are devoid of anything, or at least you don't find anything in either of these.
Okay, so I just wait outside for her, and then kind of watch the other men to observe them.
Maribel, the second hut that you go into, again, you move apart the sticks, where this also has another bed-like thing. In fact, all the huts have these bed-like things with the sticks stacked on them. This second one that you go into has also another pit underneath it, but instead of having actual bones in it, there is a creature kind of in there. It looks like maybe a halfling or a gnome. It's curled up into a little ball at the bottom of the pit, and there's a grotesque smell coming from it.
Is it, like, alive?
You don't know. It's got clothes on.
Is it breathing visibly?
Not visibly.
I take the butt of my halberd and poke it.
It kind of gives a little bit of a shake and, if anything, curls into a smaller ball.
And I say, "Small being, I am Maribel, first mate to Captain Trellis."
It turns its head towards you. It's big, wide eyes. It's a halfling, and it's looking at you in, like, shock.
Do you speak common?
I do. I do.
Would you like to leave this horrible place?
Oh my god, please. Please help me out.
You may come with me, and I extend a hand.
It takes your hand and steps out of the hut.
I like that mental picture because I'm 7 feet tall and it's a halfling, so I like take its hand and then I have to probably like bend over to keep holding it. And so I'm like bending over at its face, and it's kind of cute, even though I'm trying to be like big bad Maribel, and I'm like, "Small person, have you seen a dark elf around here?"
Yeah, I think so. I don't know about dark elf, but there was an elf.
Was his name Albert?
He didn't get a chance to talk. He was unconscious. The thingies, they dragged us both out of that wreck. Our ship crashed.
You came from the shipwreck.
Uh-huh. I was down in the hold when we left, and then the next thing I know, I was feeling dizzy and weird and tingly, and then when I woke up, I was being dragged by lizard men, and there was a beach and a shipwreck and bodies everywhere, and this elf, and then they put me in this hole, and I think I soiled myself.
I believe you did as well. It smells horrible.
He flushes with embarrassment.
However, you have missed a few pieces of the story. The reason you felt dizzy is that your captain sailed you into an island. The island appeared around you, and you seem to have been thrown from the ship. That is how you were kidnapped. In the meantime, said incompetent captain was unfortunately killed. You are now under the captaincy of Captain Trellis, of whom I am the first mate. Captain Trellis is outside and will welcome you with open arms if you will help us find our friend Dark Albert the Elf.
Okay. Anything to get off this island. Uh-huh.
Is there anything else in this hut that I should be aware of?
There's lizard men about.
In this hut?
Well, no, not anymore, but they were here.
There are significantly less lizard men now on this island than there were about an hour ago.
It takes a moment for him to process, and he realizes what you're saying, and he like latches himself onto your leg and starts giving you kisses all over it. Well, wherever it is on your leg that he can reach. Which you're 7'1", and he's 3 feet tall, so it's actually like just about your hips, like your lower hip, upper thigh.
Pat him, like confused but appreciatively on the head. And then as he's still holding onto my leg, I walk out of the hut. Like, you know, like when you're a little kid and you're holding on to like your parent's leg and they're walking with you on their leg. Yeah. That's what I do. I walk out and I say, Trellis. And I point at him.
And I give it a like shocked look. And I kind of look like confused because it's like a small creature. And I can't quite make it out because it's still probably kissing your leg.
We have saved this creature. His name is, what is your name?
My name?
Yes.
You can call me whatever you want. I don't care.
Whatever you want. This is Captain Trellis.
And where does your loyalty lie, little man?
To the furry-legged one. To the first mate.
Okay.
Right? So he looks up at you for approval, Maribel.
Captain you were under, are you okay with the fact that he's gone?
I was just a passenger. I wasn't a sailor. He was not my captain.
And what is your name, little one?
His name is whatever you want. He just said that.
He doesn't correct her.
Whatever you want. Please unlatch yourself from my leg.
He immediately lets go and scoots back a few feet.
You will now be my assistant.
Okay.
Is there anything we should know about this settlement?
I don't know. I only saw it for a few minutes before they put me in the hole.
I'm going to search the last hut. In the meantime, find clothes, if you can, that do not smell so horrible.
Yeah, I kind of take a whiff, and I'm like, I don't ask, but I kind of like look at Maribel, and I give her like a questioning look.
I kind of like snort, and then I walk away and go look at the other hut.
You find nothing of interest in the other hut. There's nothing underneath the sticks that make up the bed.
I come out and I say, no gold, no dark elves.
I look towards the little guy and I ask him, was there anybody else here that was with you?
There was a pointy-eared guy, an elf, I think, and a couple other humans that were being dragged away.
What happened to the humans and the elf?
I don't know. They threw me in the hole, and that's the last I saw.
And you didn't hear anything?
They speak weird. They hiss at each other. It sounds like they're really angry.
The humans. You didn't hear the humans or the elf? Did he say anything to you? I kind of like keep questioning him. Like
he shakes his head. They weren't conscious. I was the only one to come to. At least the only one that looked around. Maybe they had their eyes closed. I don't know. He gives a little bit of a shake.
I back off because I see he's starting to shake, and I just kind of like go over and pat his head a little bit, and I just let him know it's gonna be okay. You're fine now.
Where'd you come from? Are you a rescue party?
We were travelers just as you were, and we came across the men that the creatures that took you, and we were able to discard them. And unfortunately, you had a very, very dangerous captain among you who did not look out for your well-being. So unfortunately, we had to take care of him as well.
His eyes get big with shock, but he says nothing.
As long as you're loyal, you have nothing to worry about. I only dispose of bad men.
Do you need me to take an oath of loyalty?
That would be quite pleasant. I like that we both say that at the same time.
He puts his hand over his heart and pledges his loyalty to Captain Trellis and First Mate Maribel.
I nod in approval and I say, Mr. Whatever you want, how many lizard men approximately would you guess were in this village?
10 of them got me and the others. 10 or 12 of them. And once they put me in here, I couldn't tell how many were left around. So I don't really know.
I question this. 10 or 12. We took care of 6, including what I think was their leader. Hopefully there's no other leaders, but I'm sure we could discard 6 more if we needed to.
Yes, and that could have been a hunting party. There could be more, but it is suspicious that there is no one here.
It is very suspicious.
Neil, I start to search the perimeter to see if there are any tracks or paths or drag marks or anything leading away from the village.
There are plenty of tracks, but they all just disappear into the swamp water.
I kind of look back at Maribel, and I don't want to give her bad news, but I kind of look at her like I don't know about your friend, but hopefully we'll be able to find him.
I hope so too. I hope that some of these bones are not his.
Okay.
I didn't see any elvish looks to any of the skulls that I found so far, so I think we're okay.
I nod gratefully. This is good news.
Around now, you guys realize that the sun is beginning to set. All the excitement, you guys kind of forgot what time of day it was, and the sun is going down.
I feel as though we should rejoin Bruno and make sure that he's okay.
I agree. We should get back there. We don't want to be around here in case anything returns, especially in the night. So I go ahead and gather the rest of the party, and we head back.
Okay.
Mr. W, will you continue to accompany us?
He goes with you guys. And why don't we take our end of the show while the party
end of the show.
while the party, cozies up on the beach and tries to make shelter with whatever they've got available for them. And that is end of Episode 1 of Chapter 3 of Misscliks D&D Seaborn. That was a great third act, Trump.
Jen is going to be so excited that we finally have a crew and so sad that she was not there for it.
She's going to be so jealous that she's not captain.
I know.
Same. Captain Bruno. That is a ring to it.
We shall see.
You mean Scaredy Bruno?
I didn't see any of you bravely fall in battle like I did.
Right. So brave. So brave.
Bravely, literally just fall over and close your eyes in the middle of battle.
And then get bit unconscious.
You played dead so well.
That it became true. All right, well, let's do final shout outs. First, Misscliks. You can find this same spelling, Misscliks, on all the things. Specifically, Twitter is a really great place to keep up. We have shows now every day of the week, including Saturday. So just not Sundays. And Twitter is the best place to find out any schedule changes or to be notified when there's a show. Also, following the channel here is a great way to be notified when we go live, and we really appreciate all of you hanging out with us. We do lots of different kinds of shows, not just role-playing, so we hope you will check those out. And also, please do take the time to go thank our new cast member, V par la foi, and where can they find you online, V?
Everything that I have is V par la foi, whether it be YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, it's all at V par la foi, VIEPARLAFOI. I'll put it in the channel just in case. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff on mainly Twitch, so find me there.
What about you, Trump?
You can find me at TrumpSC, same YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. You can also find me in Las Vegas this coming weekend. I'm going to be attending a Archon house tournament there. It's kind of more of a game show type thing, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. You can find my stuff at Koibu or at Koibu0 in a few places, unfortunately, because some people don't allow 5-letter names. So at Koibu0 on YouTube, that's the one, and Koibu0 on Twitch, but everything else is Koibu. And also, don't forget that Misscliks has a new show starting tomorrow at this exact same time slot, it is going to be Nadia running a 5th edition campaign called Prophecy.
Which is going to be awesome. Let me tell you, they've been prepping for a long time and they have so much lore already ready and the characters look amazing. So I'm really excited about that. So if you like Misscliks D&D, this is our first long-term 5th edition show that's going to be starting. So do tune in, support them. And I have been butchering our show schedule all evening. And just remember that if you actually scroll down below this channel, you can find our show schedule and you can also visit misscliks.com to find the show schedule as well and learn about all of our shows. If you want to hang out with me, Twitter is usually the best place at Anna Prosser. AnnaProsser.com will also lead you to all the other things. And the biggest thing I'm going to be up to this weekend is I'm going to be in Seattle hosting Heroes of the Dorm on all sorts of places, but including ESPN, which is really exciting.
Ooh.
ESPN2. I'm the sideline reporter.
Cool. What
And
Twitch channel is that going to be on?
So it's not going to be on Twitch live. It's going to be on Twitch as a rebroadcast.
Oh no.
Which makes me very sad. But
oh my gosh, you're gonna be on TV. That's so cool.
Yeah. So but you can just go to heroesofthedorm.com. You can find all the schedule info and yes, I'm very excited about it. It's in CenturyLink Field. Well, not in the field, but in the event center, which is adjacent to the field, which is where the Seahawks play. So it's going to be some super good mojo for me for sure.
Cool.
That's awesome.
We will see you guys at the same time next week. That's it. Bye-bye, everyone.